Alrighty, man.
All right. We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Yo, what up, what up, what up? Kia ora tātou, no mai, haere mai, and welcome to the stream. It is your boy Anarchy77 coming to you live on YouTube from Auckland, New Zealand, Tamaki Makaurau, and I am here with my co-host, Mr. Chris Man 0809. How are you, my guy?
Hey, man, I am doing a lot better. You know, our communities know I was not feeling good the last 2 days, but you know what? Today I started feeling better. I'm like, I got to get on this podcast, man.
Man,
gotta
yeah.
Get this show back on the road.
It's it's been a while, and which we do apologize for, of course, as I guess part-time content creators. Chris, we're still trying to juggle life as such, and I guess since our last podcast, my guy, you got a new job. And that's been kicking your schedule to the curb, hasn't it?
It has, man, but everything seems to be going back to normal. So we should be
starting,
able to keep, yeah, and no more Ed Sheeran concerts.
Yeah, well,
so,
and that was my fault. Week 2 that we missed. I went and saw the great Ed Sheeran chat. If you've never seen Ed live, make sure you put that on your. If you're a concert goer, anyway, make sure you put that on your to watch list, because just an amazing performer. And then last week you actually did hit me up, but we sort of both had sort of made plans. We said, oh, it's not going to work. So, but here we are, man. Episode 3.
We're back, man. We're back. We're ready to grind, ready to talk about what's been happening this last few weeks.
Which has been quite a bit, man. Been quite a bit, right? I mean, let's start with you, Chris. You have some amazing news, and I know you've shared it over on Facebook. You shared it with me earlier, which was absolutely awesome. And then it was about 3-4 days later, you shared it with your Facebook community, man. Share it with our YouTube community, man.
Well, everyone, we are, my wife and I, we just had our daughter, back in August. Well, we are expecting baby number 2, baby Carter number 2, sometime in, I think, early October late September, early October, something like that. So, yeah, my wife and I are excited. I mean, I'm probably a little more excited at this second than she is.
I think I was too.
But we're ready, we're happy, and you know what? God has blessed us again with another little one that is already growing. We already went to our second appointment, already seen that, boy or girl, whoever's in there is growing. So we're excited and, happy for round 2. So
yeah,
Anarchy, you already know how two can be, man.
Man, I mean, you look. I'll be 100% honest. If you probably still trying to figure out baby number 1, and you add number 2 into the mix, and it's definitely a journey. But mate, look, I massive congrats to you. And your family, your beautiful whānau over in America, my guy, and it's amazing. It is amazing. It does come with its challenges. Sam, chat saying Sam can tell you exactly how 2 under 2 go, and it is tricky. But I mean, you know how much Chrissy works for this channel, which makes it possible, and I'm sure your wife has got that support as well. You've mentioned so often. So absolutely awesome, my guy, and. Your channel, Chris, we're over on Facebook. Of course, we talked about it in episode 2. Facebook kind of struggling at the moment with streaming. We're seeing a lot of partners leave. We're seeing a lot of partners leave. A lot of partners not leaving the platform per se, but handing the partners in so that they can explore. Of course, we're doing the podcast over on YouTube so that we can explore and hopefully get those hours in. Jason saying, "Don't put me off already." And can I just shout out to the Anarchist and the Chris Maniacs, Jason and Leah, massive congrats to them as well.
Congratulations to you guys as well. That is a that's massive news.
It's their first chat. It's their first. So massive congratulations to them. But
another little Rebirth Island player.
Yeah. Going to be the Power Trio soon. I've actually already labelled the new one the Power Sprog until it decides to grace its presence. Then we'll call it the Power Trio. But no, look, Chris, let's talk about your channel, my guy. You're doing something absolutely amazing, something that I'm actually really jealous of, and I think I'm going to have to make you do it again. And I want you to go through your thought process, how you came up with this idea, and that is, of course, the Battle Royale. 5 dubs, 5 Royales. You're working through, Apex, Battle Royale, Realm Royale, absolutely amazing game. Warzone, which of course we frequent. PUBG, and there's one other. Remind me, Chris, of Fortnite, of course, the biggest Royale in the world.
So back before I was streaming, we would just hop on whatever game we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? After this Battle Royale, go to Fortnite, go to just hop to whatever game you want. And me and my buddy, Jeremy Baintrain on Facebook and YouTube as well. He sent me a message, because we do this anyway. We play outside of my streaming. We play throughout the week of whatever we want to play, whatever game. He's like, why don't we do something like this? And I'm like, like we used to do. And I'm like, hey, that sounds fun, man. Let's do it. I'm down. Set me up for when we play every week. We'll get a good stream in and stuff like that. I'm having a lot of fun. Apex was the hardest one we're working on. I only got 4 or 5 games into it. I used to play Apex religiously, like where I was grinding and like competitive and stuff like that. But then I took a big break from like a year break. And trust me, I'm a little rusty.
Yeah, so I think
I'm definitely a little rusty. But
I think Apex. I remember. So I used to be a big Apex player as well. Used to love it, and then Warzone came out, and that came out. I think it was about season 2 of Apex. It was about 8 months and into the journey of Apex. And I remember Apex saying that they saw a huge loss in players, the player base that went over to Warzone. But kudos to them. They've actually kept the game going. I think sort of where Apex is now is sort of where Warzone players were last year. They're a little bit fatigued, although they're very good at bringing in those maps. So I'm sure you'll get that.
And the thing that Apex has that Warzone doesn't, but they're now starting to introduce because they see what Apex can do, is ranked play / competitive play. It's something that Warzone has in multiplayer. It's not Warzone, so Call of Duty has in multiplayer, but it's a foundation that they're trying it out to then implement in some sort of battle royale fashion.
I'm gonna hold you there because we're gonna talk about this shortly, but I wanted to talk about your page, which is just your concept. We will come back to Warzone chat, as you guys know. That's our biggest game that we both Chris Mann and I play, but we'll talk about season 2 and season 3 shortly. And I saw you playing Realm Royale last night. How good! I used to play a heck of a lot of that. I was a ranked player in Oceania.
So we've gotten a dub in Fortnite, Warzone, Duo, Big Map, and then also Realm Royale. So we got a dub in that the other night.
So you're 3. So PUBG and Apex to go, bro.
Yeah. So we're on Apex now. I think we're gonna continue that this weekend sometime. I think our Sunday night,
nice.
Monday. But
yeah.
I think we had started that the other night. I think it was a little rough. Jeremy or Baintrade, he's new to computer. Not new to computer, but new computer Apex, and I'm going back to controller because I have all my stuff on my PS5 already. So I have So, but I don't play it enough. But that's the thing. So it's a grind, but it's a lot of fun.
Such an amazing concept, and I'm sure you're recording that to make.
And playing all those games are all different. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're all battle royales, but it's you have to play completely different.
They've all got something to offer. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. So, chat, make sure you check out ChrisMan0809 over on Facebook, of course, as he goes for those last 2 in PUBG and Apex Realm Royale. Something that we're doing over on Anarchy77 at the moment, of course, we gave away a copy of Hogwarts Legacy, which we talked about in episode 2. the world's biggest game at this point of time. Just confirmed that they are working on Hogwarts Legacy 2. It's just smashed all expectations, and we held the very privileged position of being the very first streamer on Facebook to stream to stream Hogwarts Legacy, thanks to its being released very first in New Zealand as they got the servers up and running.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I ended up, I thought, I'll go for 2 hours, and then the Aussies got it, because the Aussies got it 2 hours after us, right? And I thought, I'll just go for the 2 hours. But the numbers were just there. It was just absolutely amazing. So I ended up going till 5 in the morning. Ended up streaming, or 6 in the morning. Sorry, 6 in the morning.
Wow, man.
Went inside, jumped into bed for half an hour, got up, helped Christy with the girls, get them out, and then jumped on at 9 a.m. So to do another another 8 hours. So just absolutely amazing game. And of course now we've played quite a bit of it, but we are giving away a copy of Star Wars: A Jedi Survivor, which of course is.
I will definitely be on that, man. That's something I will definitely be on.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
If you go back and look at my channel when it first started on Facebook, probably the third month of me being, streaming and stuff. That's what we played.
Yeah.
That was our. I used to do. My schedule was different, so I would do, pre having a daughter and stuff like that.
Yep.
I would do 2 streams a day. So that'd be my nighttime stream. So
you did, and you're about to find out how hard it is with 2. But yeah, so we are going to be giving away, of course, the journeys of Cal Kestis. How could they not do a number 2? I mean, there's been huge spin-off books come out of it. There's a comic series coming from Marvel, who holds the Star Wars comic contract, and of course, they're talking about a TV series. Disney's talking about a TV series. Rumor is they've got an actor lined up. I can't remember who it is. So, but it's going to be cool. So I think it's absolutely awesome that, and to be fair, it's a Star Wars game that EA hasn't stuffed up.
Yeah, definitely.
They have stuffed up a lot. All right.
Don't get me started
so
on
Dice,
on battle.
Dice, I'm looking at you. You get this right. Of course, a small delay was meant to come out April 4th, being delayed till April 28th, but that means we are drawing the draw, and you can see all the details over on Facebook, which is awesome.
Heck yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. That's something like when we talked about, I think our first podcast was upcoming games.
Upcoming games,
and that was one of mine that I was super excited for.
I'll be honest, I can't see Jedi Survivor beating Hogwarts Legacy for Game of the Year this year. But you never know. Apparently, it's going to be a bit more free roaming than number 1 was. A little bit more open world than what number 1 was. Mm-hmm. So, because of course number 1 was still pretty directed, which is going to be cool. Moving on, Chris, I want to talk to you, and you've already touched on this, about Warzone. So chat, if it's your first time joining us, welcome. Chris Man 0809, Anarchy 77. We are talking Warzone because Warzone is our number 1 game that we stream over on YouTube. Now, over on Facebook. Chat, Chris, since our last podcast, we now have season 2. We're about 2 weeks into season 2 now. Tell me, man, has it hit your expectations? Has it not? Has it missed the mark?
You know what? I think that I'm gonna give it like an equal sign. Like, I feel like it's hit the mark, but it hasn't like blown me away. Like, everything they said that they were going to do, adding different looting styles back, making plating faster to where you can make the movement faster, changing some meta weapons around, which they did. That kind of stuff, what they said they were going to do, they did. But like, I don't know. I just feel like it's still maybe there's not enough, Now that they fixed that, maybe they'll put more content out there, but I feel like there's not enough stuff.
Moderator Matt's just saying that they should delay it until May the 4th for Star Wars, by the way. It was too good not to read out.
That would be cool.
It makes sense.
I actually I went to a Royals baseball game here on May the 4th, and they gave us
Shut up, Chris.
Chewbacca.
It's my favorite
You mean
character.
show you?
No, it's my favorite character. Go on.
Hey, give us a little Chewbacca
Hurry up.
koozie.
Hurry up.
A little Chewbacca
Go on.
koozie. So,
you should send it to me.
Right.
You should just gift it to me.
I can't. It's one of a kind.
Show me.
Show you?
Yeah, show me. Show us.
I don't know if I can reach it.
While you're reaching that,
Caught it. That's good.
okay.
It was coming down with me. All right, it was coming down.
I want it. I want it.
So, and it says KC for the Royals on it.
Okay, I don't want it. I want it if it had the Angels on it.
I'm sure they had something like that though.
Yeah, they had Shohan Obi-Wan last year, bobblehead.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Warzone. So you said that it was equals marks. So we got some new content, of course, but it was really a balancing. Now you call season 1 a beta.
And pretty much what it was.
And yeah, I think it was. I think now we're starting to get the story of it. Of course, some of the new content. There was Resurgence that has been on the wish list of a lot of Warzone players for a lot of it. I don't know about player numbers worldwide. I haven't seen any player numbers, but I'm telling you now that I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I mean, you've played with me, Chris. I'm struggling to find big map lobbies unless there's a tournament
but see,
on.
that's something you struggled with throughout almost the whole time of Warzone.
Yeah.
Maybe not since like the beginning of Warzone. I don't know, like the beginning of Warzone.
Verdansk, but mate, you would be in any lobby you wanted, and you would actually be in a lobby, like skill-based matchmaking. You would be in that lobby, right?
Yeah, but that's that's everywhere though, man.
Yeah,
everywhere's. I mean, we've talked about this probably 1,000 times on stream and in other podcasts, but the player number as a whole isn't there.
Yeah.
Because of that time period that came out. So,
that's right. And I think I think
at least for the last year and a half, maybe it's been hard for you to find lobbies unless you're in quads or
Resurgence.
Rebirth.
Yeah, Resurgence. Yeah. Bring back Rebirth. I like Ashika Island. I do like Ashika Island. New content.
I think I found a gun to use. That's the thing. I had struggled the first week finding weapons to use because everything.
We're going to talk about weapons shortly. We're going to talk about weapons shortly.
Well, then we'll get to my point then.
Okay, but Ashika, I want to talk about Ashika. I just want to say, chat, Ashika is a great island. Don't write it off. Don't a great small map. It's smaller than Fortune's Keep, slightly bigger than Rebirth, but you don't have 3 lanes.
What's the total? I don't know this though. Okay, so are we talking about diameter? Or are we talking about total area playable?
Yeah, total playable area. Because remember, you got swimming as well. You got swimming as well, so that kind of skews.
And that underneath area, there's a lot of underneath area, in the tunnels in this island.
Correct. Also, just shout out to my DMZ fam. Well, I'm still looking for regular DMC players. Hit me up. My number is 027-555. I love you long time. DMZ on Ashika Island is amazing. If you're not a DMZ player, I get it. Give it a go on Ashika Island. Absolutely amazing. It's a little bit easier to solo. The bots are still far too many, but if you can get around the bots, you can still do the missions and you can have some fun shooting other other players. I actually just got, finished an achievement for player deaths or player kills, on DMZ. So absolutely amazing.
I'm glad you're getting killed somewhere.
Yeah. I think that's what's keeping my KD up, bro.
Does that count?
It's DMZ. I don't know, actually. Now let's talk about this, chat, because we finally got our KDs, and yet in true Activision way, they messed up. I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they messed up. Now, if you don't know what they did, they have combined your Rebirth KD with your Big Map KD. Chris, tell me why this is such a monumental stuff up from Activision.
Shoot. Everybody's KD is going to be higher, which that's fine, because if you think about it, ours should be higher, theirs should be higher, who cares? but there's no way to know. Okay, maybe I should play some big map. Maybe I need to work on some. I don't know. The player that I am, if I'm not good enough at something, it's just how I've always been. I'm gonna go play it until I get better at it. So like if I'm not good at big map, then I'm gonna go play some big map. If I'm not good at resurgence, I'm gonna go play some resurgence. So I get that's just who I am. But now it's all jumbled, so it's like, and also you die more in rebirth, so it's like a resurgence. Sorry,
Absolutely.
So it's kind of gonna be skewed one way or the other. It's just it's all jumbled together into one giant KD, which I don't understand why they couldn't just implement like they did the last game, Warzone 1. Why does everything have to be different right away? Like it's something that didn't need to be changed, in my opinion. It's a simple feature that worked most of the time. Just keep it, figuring out your KD. The only positive thing I can think of is like if we were to host a tournament, we would just say, well, what's your KD?
Well, and this is the thing. Spot. This is the thing, though, right? Because we are tournament hosts. We are in the That's How We Roll podcast at the moment. That's How We Roll is our that is our tournament brand. We host tournament, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how this now plays into our tournaments, Chris. Do they like doing a cap of 4 KD is not a true 4 KD now, which is it's going to be interesting to see how we figure that out as tournament players, right?
Yeah, it'll be completely different. I don't think they've implemented it yet into like online. I haven't looked at Z League and stuff like that. I don't think they've implemented the stats to where they can connect to those things. What is the word I'm looking for? There's a word that they use, and I can't think of it. But I don't think they've done that yet. So technically, you can't really even get into something. You can get into custom tournaments. Like if someone wants to host it, and you just open. No one cares if it's open.
Absolutely.
With stuff like that. But Z League is something that we play a lot. So that hasn't been implemented there yet. So I don't know if they're even still going to tweak that. It feels like.
Yeah.
You don't know right now. It just feels like this. It's always a work in progress, but never.
Absolutely.
Never polished product.
It's like they try to change something and they go, oh, this is going to be better, and then they just hit, they miss that mark, which is terrible. But just going back to a lack of lobbies, and also about tournaments, we do have moderator Matt saying most tourneys at the moment, Oceania tourneys anyway, are moving towards ranked play because they cannot get lobbies, and I think that's pretty vital to the game's survival. We've also got Tryhard Lemon saying Chris is just a bot because your KD's so low, so you might want to up that, Chris, as well. Now
who said that? No,
I want to talk. Lastly, I want to talk the weapons. You talked about weapon balancing. I don't want to dwell on this too much, but Jace here is talking about them mucking around with the RPK, and of course it needed to be mucked around with, right? It was the meta. I was getting a little bit tired of using I was getting more tired of using the RPK than I was dying of the RPK. But you said that you found a weapon. Give us the lowdown, my guy. Give us the lowdown.
It's another LMG, man. I've been rocking that Saken or whatever it's called, Saken, whatever. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yep.
There's another LMG. Why I can't think of the. There's another one that's a lot of people are using too.
Yeah.
It just seems to be a lot of LMGs, but also the new one. What's the new AR also?
Yes, the ISO,
yeah,
something like that. The kilo. It's the kilo.
After it. Yeah, pretty much.
Look,
every gun feels like it's been changed, but they're still the same. I mean, they just changed the name on it. It's like there's not MP5 anymore, MP7. It's all different now.
Yeah. Lockman sub. I think the Lockman sub.
But I've you've seen a lot. It used to be those dual pistols for a while, man.
Well,
and now you're seeing the doof again.
Well, so yes, the Hemlock. Thank you, Matt. The Hemlock. For the AR, but of course,
it's hard for me to call it the Hemlock because I think of Apex, man. Apex.
Yeah. Well, because they've got a Hemlock as well. But yes, the shotgun is back. We've got basically the Origin 9. And the Origin gun from Warzone 1, 2-shot. If you guys watched my watched the stream last night, Chris wasn't live, but if you watched the stream last night, we were getting absolutely railed with that. People sitting in the room, with Dragon's Breath, and you'd walk in full plates, and you'd get unplated, and before you could even do anything, you're dead because a follow-up shot. It's pretty quick. I can see that getting the broadside shotgun, I think it's called. It's got to be nerfed. It's got to be.
It's going to have to, but here's the thing. I mean, it took them a whole season to nerf the other thing, so why won't they?
No, they got to balance it before, bro. We can't survive 50 days with that in the game.
I hope not, man. I hope not. I you know, no matter what, there's going to be a meta, guys, and we understand this. There will always be a meta, something that's, you know, and think about all the metas from the, you know, first Warzone. It took, you know, there's probably like 10 different like, major metas, pretty much.
Yep.
Something crazy like that. Yep. But the thing is like
that's how they sell blueprints,
with
right?
The way that with the way this game is, where you die so quickly anyway compared to Warzone 1. There's better movement now, but there's still not as good movement. You can't get out of situations at all, pretty much. I mean, you run into that, like you run into the room, you get shot with that, you know you're dead. Unless you, and especially if there's more than one, you're dead. Yeah, can't do anything. Yeah. So it makes you play completely differently. Then you're kind of sitting there like, oh, should I attack this room, or am I just going to go instantly, you know, die? It's why metas need to be adjusted, because there needs to be ways to counter specific things, and there's not with that.
Yeah, 100%, man.
I mean, we can run it, and that's what people say. Well, why don't you run it? Well, that's fine. Well,
we can, but are we just adding to the problem? You know what I mean? I think we talked about that in episode 1. You know, running metas. Shout out to Blood Eagle, one of my favorite streamers, UK streamer, and he doesn't really do Warzone content anymore. But when he did, his thing would never be using never using the meta loadout. Pretty cool challenge. Now, Chris, before we move on,
I used to create a meta challenge, you know, where I start using something and someone else steals my guns.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Like DMCPR, like I was using that before everybody thought it was cool, but it's okay.
Yeah. Before we move on to sports, Chris, because I do notice time is getting away on us. Lastly, I want to talk about Season 3. So one thing that Activision has done this time is actually laid that out path. So not only did they release Season 2, they actually tweeted about some updates for Season 3, going, okay, this is what we're working on. There's something new from Activision, which is great to see. And one thing that piqued my interest, and I think would have piqued yours as well, Chris, as we talked about it, and you said that you know, Apex has had it for a while, is ranked Warzone. Good move, bad move?
I think it's a good move, man. I'm gonna tell you why. For people who aren't competitive at this game, and people will say that, you know, I try not to be sweaty. It doesn't matter. I feel like everybody's competitive if you're gonna play a game against somebody. But for those who aren't as sweaty about situations,
you're playing a battle royale. I'm a bot, but I'm out there to kill you, right?
And you're out there to win. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It gives something for us to do. Like, okay, now we're gonna go play ranked, and we know what we're getting ourselves into, and then everybody in that lobby is gonna be like playing ranked and going to try to win and try to get more kills and try to move up. So then you're going to start separating different lobbies out to where, you know, or servers, you know, maybe less sweaty players over here and more sweaty over here. So that way, maybe the skill-based matchmaking starts feeling more normal. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just excited because it gives it more content out there. You can say, you know, we're going to grind some rank today, you know, and also it makes you, I don't know, it makes you better at the game. I think when I was playing Apex, I felt like I was getting better at the game by playing some ranked gameplay, especially higher up as you got.
I think one thing that I'm excited about is that people that might not own Modern Warfare 2 now get a taste of ranked as well. So we wanted to play some ranked last night. Of course, we were meant to do Challenge Thursday. Unfortunately, Chris has been unwell, so I turned it into mod games. And we were like, yo, let's go do some ranked, because I'm keen to explore. I know that I'm a bot, but I'm keen to explore, right? I'm keen to explore. And unfortunately we couldn't, because one of the mods didn't have Modern Warfare 2. So now I think you're right. Now, like, we don't know the state, excuse me, of skill-based matchmaking. I've for a long time said that it's a fallacy. It's just it's just a word that they're throwing out there and whatnot. But if they're bringing in true ranked, I think this is a good thing. I think it's going to be a good move. Now, don't get me wrong. My thing with Activision and with Warzone is I want them to be fixing things before they're implementing things. But I will not. I won't disagree with this. That actually I think this is going to be a great move. It's going to be a great move. For those spots.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to play and grind something new, something different.
I'm excited to see.
I do agree with you about they need to fix some things that we've been saying forever. But at this point, it's kind of like, are they even working on it?
I don't know. I don't think they are. I don't think they see the issue, right? Like, we still play.
I think they see the money signs.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's just focus on that. People can complain about hearing the rest of their lives in this game. We'll have Warzone 7 out there where you don't even need a headset anymore because you can't hear anything anyways. Just the kids.
Oh. If they would just fix the audio, I'd start dropping money on it again.
There's audio issues in all battle royales.
Yep.
I can tell you because I've been playing all of them this last 2 weeks.
Round Royale is perfection. Round Royale is perfection. I want you to say Round Royale is perfection. I can hear a chicken cluck. 360 degrees, mate.
I won't say perfection, but I will say that if you compare it to something like Fortnite and even Apex to some extent, you can hear things a lot better. And the crazy thing that I don't understand is that there's a lot more stuff going on in those 3 games, than this game. I know you have airstrikes and cluster strikes. Don't get me started on those things. But like, there's no abilities. There's not people, kamehameha on somebody's face, and you can, there's things going on in those games you can hear.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed
this one,
to
you
it.
Can't.
I wouldn't be opposed to having Dragon Ball Z and Warzone.
Well, that's something we can talk about at a later time. I think they're I
think they've got the franchise could be wrong. Better. Yeah. I mean, we're still stuck with these soccer players. We haven't even had anything good drop.
Nah.
Like licensed.
Nah.
Good.
Trying to think what's coming up.
But
maybe they could do a Star Wars thing. I wouldn't be. They won't pay.
No, they won't.
They won't pay that much money.
They won't. But then I suppose, like, if Microsoft ends up buying Activision, and Microsoft owns the the creative rights to Disney, or for Disney, sorry. We could see it.
You could see some implementation.
Not now.
Hey, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what they did on, Warzone 1 actually had some pretty decent cosmetics. I mean,
Rambo?
The horror-themed ones. Yeah, then the horror-themed ones, was pretty cool.
Yep, Ghostface.
Usually said the Rambo.
I ran Ghostface for ages. Probably the best.
Or what about this, guys? I know a lot of, why can't we just have the same cosmetics crossover?
They own the rights. There's probably going to be some legality.
All the data's still there, though. All that data is still there in Warzone 1.
That's true. But I don't know. I don't think they're gonna roll it over for us, right?
I'm just saying, there's things they could do.
I agree.
Make some people happy.
All right, I'm tired of Warzone. Let's talk sports. Now, the last time that we talked, Chris, the Super Bowl was just around the corner. Mic drop. How good was that Super Bowl?
You want my biased opinion or unbiased opinion?
Oh, just give me your opinion. Give me your opinion.
It was great until the last minute of the game.
All right, shut up, Chris. No, I agree, man.
And that's not saying.
Amazing,
and
though,
I was telling Bane Train. I live in Kansas City, guys. I live in Kansas City. Kansas City Chiefs. That's they play 10 minutes from me. So I'm in the city. I hear the city. I seen the parade. I still think they would have won. Those of you who have watched the game, and seen the whole game, I still think that they were going to win, even without a, holding call being called. But I don't think, that was the right time to call it. I just don't. I still think they were going to win. It does not take away. They were still there. It's not like they were.
Well, the same thing happened in the semi-finals, though. I mean, there's
Yeah, that's the thing.
there's a big conspiracy
It's
about
happening
this.
at the thing. The thing is, it's happening at the. It's like they won't call anything, and then they'll call it right there. That's the thing that a lot of players in other games, like I said, the Chiefs, they won. It's over. They deserved it. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong.
I still think that the Eagles should have walked away with it.
This happens too many times, and like even dating back to your Saints. What was that? 5 years ago?
Why do you have to pick out old wounds?
I'm just gonna say, because that it's just example.
Yeah, okay, cool, but like,
yeah, so he goes,
we're trying to move on.
This gets laid out, anyways. But stuff like this has been happening, and you're not going to be able to get rid of referees in any sport. No. We know all of our favorite sports have referees, have umpires, have different people that dictate the game a little bit more than a lot of the players and coaches would like. But it's just something you got to play through. But I still think in the number one, single event, or number one watch single event in the world, like the one thing on that day, it should have been, it should have been. It shouldn't have came down to that.
Yeah,
it should have been that.
100%.
But it is what it is.
Removed, that incident removed. Great game.
Yeah,
one of the best Super Bowls I've seen in recent
the Eagles
recent
did.
time.
I think the Eagles did it 10 times better than people thought they were going to do.
Yeah,
and it was honestly a good time to watch and a good game to watch and stuff. So
100%. Chris, I want to talk rugby league.
I'm gonna let you talk, man. I'm gonna listen and learn.
So, Jay, I am wearing my Warriors top. This is the 25th season celebration top from a couple of years ago. I think this must be the 28th. I think this will be the 28th season. Kicking off in like 20 minutes, chat. Chris, have you ever watched a game? Have you ever watched a game of league?
I have. Well, no. Okay. I've watched a game of rugby.
Okay. Of rugby union?
Yeah, I think it was when like the country teams were playing each other. I think it was like just two different countries playing each other.
Yeah. Two country teams. I mean, fair enough. So, of course, league is really on the grow in America, which is awesome to see. So we have the National Rugby League here, right, which is run by the Aussies. 17 teams, a new team this year, which is really exciting. It's a new team this year, with the what do you call it? With the Dolphins joining us. But it was 16 teams, and all over Australia, all of them in Australia except for the one New Zealand team, which is the New Zealand Warriors, which is awesome. Been going for over 100 years, so really prestigious there, which is absolutely awesome. What do you think, Chris? Because if you've watched the game, what do you think it is that Americans don't get about? Oh, you said you watched Union. So rugby league is very much like NFL, American football. 5 plays or 6 plays. So 6 tackles you got to hand over, right? It's not like you don't get a first down. Just at the end of your 6 plays, you've got to make a play. You got to kick it. You got to, the opponent's got to touch it somehow, right? Or you got to score. That's a big one. But it's very structured. I always found it interesting that the that the Americans haven't picked up on rugby league. And so of course we had a big game last night, opening game, Melbourne Storm versus Parramatta Eels. Mr. Mullet, if you're out there, and we it was a good game. It was huge. Finished in a draw.
Does that happen a lot?
Well, no. So they finish with a draw, right? They finish with a draw, and then what they do is it's golden point. And so they they play on for another 10 minutes, and it's basically next point wins. Next point wins.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That
which
makes
is
sense.
which is awesome. So yeah, no, it's really cool. And so Melbourne Storm, they took away the win, 16-12. So yeah, massive game. But we've got to get you watching it. And of course, chat, if you are into the NRL, make sure you come check, you know, Anarchy out. I do fantasy. You know, I love my fantasy sports, Chris.
Yes.
And so I do fantasy league. I do fantasy NFL, which I won this year. Let's go. And of course we do fantasy MLB, which is cool. So, which Chris won. Chris won my. Yeah. Shut up, Chris.
First year.
Yeah.
Mike Trout, baby.
Shut up. Don't even talk about it. But
absolutely like awesome. 7 players.
Absolutely awesome. I have been told that I may have been blocked for a little bit. It looks like you guys are still with me because I was playing something copyrighted, so I apologize for that. I have to work that out.
I didn't get any issues, so I don't know what you were playing.
No, I was playing some league highlights.
Oh, in the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just trying to spruce it up. Which is cool. But yeah, no. So we'll have to get you into it, and then hopefully we can get you into fantasy next year or something like that, Chris. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah,
but
I'll be always looking, man. You know, I'm going. You know, I'm with you again in fantasy baseball coming up here pretty quickly. Yeah, well, I just bought opening.
We'll talk about that shortly.
You better. All right. But anyways, I just got opening day tickets to the Royals game here locally. So
I hate you.
Sports are a big thing. We've got March Madness coming up, man. We talked about this last night. You know, college basketball here in the United States is huge, especially around this time of the year.
Go Villanova. Wildcats, let's go.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk national champions last year. So you know, big things here. You know, especially in my area and part of, you know, the Chiefs just won a Super Bowl. I'm not a Chiefs fan, I'm a Broncos fan. Baseball starting up. KU, you know, Kansas just won. You know, big things happening here, man. Big things happening here locally.
Yeah, man, which is awesome.
NFL draft. The NFL drafts here. The NFL, you guys like football? Of course, we talk about Super Bowl. The NFL's drafts here next week, or not next week. Excuse me, next month, I think.
Chat's just loving the Warriors at the moment. I just want to say, chat's full of it. Go Warriors!
Heck yeah, I'll have to look into it. I have to watch some stuff, man.
Watch the Warriors. We actually suck. We really suck. Let's just say that I know pain. Let's just say that I know pain. I support the Angels.
I don't understand how you can have two of the top 4 players in the world. And
well, we're not going to talk about that now, Chris.
I'm just saying.
Big changes in major leagues. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. Next week's episode.
So much stuff. You know, that's why I like this podcast and like our ideas on this podcast. You know, because we're talking about everything that, you know, we like, and and other people like.
This is fabric changing stuff for major league. So I don't want to just gloss over it. I think we'll park it for next week.
No, we'll have time. We've got 3 weeks until opening day, so
yeah.
We're good.
Final topic though. I want to talk about Formula One. Where's my Formula One supporters in chat? Let's go Ferrari. So Bahrain starting first race of the season, and of course the new generation cars that started last year. It's the second year. Chris, I believe you are maybe not a fan. I know you don't really follow Formula One. Of course, Americans they have the IndyCar series, which is a little bit more popular, but Formula One really finding its feet with the new American owners, Liberty Media, and then of course the new Netflix series, which is in, I think this is season 5, has just released last week. The Drive to Survive on Netflix, and so huge growth in America, going from one race to now having 3 races with Vegas joining the calendar this year.
Yeah,
and
man.
Course,
if you want to talk about, you know, making some good money for sports, man, United States. You know, that's one thing we do. We spend a lot of money on sports, man. So.
Yes. Well, I mean, we only have to look at Miami. I don't know how Miami stays afloat with the amount of sports debt that they have. down there, but GG's to them. It was a great race last year, except for that stupid little chicane. I believe they're going to be changing that track this year. But you did mention that you were keeping your eye out on the Mercedes, which of course struggled last year, but really came into form in the last 5 races. You're aware of Lewis Hamilton because of course now he's a NFL owner. Buying, was it who did he buy?
Denver Broncos.
Broncos.
I mean, he's not the full owner, but he bought a big enough share to where
which is cool.
So I'll be paying attention a little bit more, because the Broncos post on their social media about it and stuff like that. So
he's at the end of his career. I don't know how much more he's got to go with it. But for sure, man. Like it's cool. I just love sports. I'm willing to talk all sports. So of course, Ferrari, Red Bull's looking the strongest again. They're the reigning champs from last year. Max Verstappen, number 1 driver. But Ferrari hot on their heels as well, which is cool. I was going to play some highlights there as well, chat, but I don't want to get blocked again. So we'll have to see. But Chris, massive episode this week, man. It was so good to be back with you, my friend.
I was gonna say I'm excited to be back. Back on this fun little grind that we've started here. Besides just sitting back and playing games, we've actually been able to talk about games, talk about life, talk about sports, and I'm enjoying it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Gonna be a daddy again. Getting victories all over battle royales. This is absolutely awesome, man.
Yep.
But massive episode, chat. We really hope you guys enjoyed that. Please do make sure you drop any questions into the chat. If any topics that you want us to cover, if you want to know Chris Mann's or my opinions on certain issues, and of course we're gonna keep bringing you guys this content. Hopefully with both our schedules sort of going down. Actually, next Friday I'm actually going to be in Christchurch, so I'm going to be out of town. But maybe we'll try pre-record it or something. I don't know, and get it out.
Definitely, we'll figure it out. We'll have an episode no matter what. So we'll be back.
Yeah. But Chris, always a privilege with you, man. Much love to you and your family. And
of course, man.
Chat. This is how we roll. I am your host, Anarchy77, with my co-host, Mr. Chris Mann 0809, streaming both on Facebook, daily or pretty much daily, 4 days a week. Both of us are 4 days a week. You can figure out what days. Go over to our links, go over to Facebook, and make sure you drop that follow. Actually, I am 1 away from 2,900, so that would be good.
We're gonna get him there. We're gonna get him
Chris,
there.
you're on that journey. You're on the journey to 2,000. But any milestones coming up?
45 away from 1,200.
Nice. Let's go. We'll get there, guys. And with that, thank you so much. Go the Warriors tonight. Let's freaking go. I can't wait.
Yeah,
go Ferrari in the Formula One.
Go watch some some good sport. I don't know.
Some good rugby league. That's it, bro. And Chris, we'll be live again next week anyway with follower games next Wednesday, and of course challenge.
Yes, sir.
Challenge Tuesday will be gone because I'll be out of town, for about 3-4 days. But man, always a privilege. Chat, thank you very much.
Man, you have a great night.
With that, ciao, and we will see you guys later.